We're here at round 38 of the Championship and there's not long to go. After this next international break, it's a final run-in and the relegation battle is extremely tight, and the battle for automatic promotion is also very, very tight between four sides. There's a few fighting for the last few spots in the playoffs as well, so this could really make for a brilliant ending to a Championship season. Normally, a lot of things have already really been decided. You know, someone will have run away with it, whether it be a Burnley or a Norwich, a Leeds, somebody like that. But this time out, it's looking very, very interesting. There are two fixtures missing as Coventry and Leicester are playing in the FA Cup, so when those fixtures are rescheduled, I will make shorts on them. But for now, these 10 fixtures, we're going to get into them. Make sure to like and subscribe. Last time out, 6 results, no scores. Let's see if we can do better here. We start off in Wales with a Welsh derby between Swansea and Cardiff. Now Swansea, they've been in pretty decent form recently, picking up a few wins. They lost last weekend to Bristol City. They're 5 points clear of the bottom 3, and I don't really have worries about them going down. I did previously, but a decent run. They've kind of sorted themselves out, and they did have a lot of hard fixtures when Williams first took over, so it was a bit harsh to judge him when he was literally playing all the top sides in the league. Cardiff, they've came from nowhere, but they're only 5 points off the playoffs. They're doing very well at the moment, winning a lot of fixtures. I mean, they've won 4 in a row. Last time against Ipswich, a brilliant win. They were 1-0 down and they managed to score 95th minute and the 100th minute to turn it around, get all 3 points in a game they weren't really fancied in, and it sets them up nicely. A lot of sides above them have been dropping points. Cardiff now looking up the table. Could they get playoffs? I mean, they are definitely a bit of a dark horse for it, but there's plenty of points still available, so you can't rule them out at the moment. This fixture is always a tight one. It's tough to predict. Both sides they tend to sort of win a similar amount of these, and I don't know, it's a tough one. For this, I think I'm going to just go down the middle with a 1-1 draw and play it probably safe. Blues face Watford, and I'm not sure about this, because Blues, since Tony Mowbray fell ill after that Sunderland victory, we've played 5, drawn 1, lost 4. So we're in very poor form. We're only 1 point above the bottom 3, and Huddersfield do definitely have a much easier fixture this weekend. So by the end of it, there's a big chance we will be in the bottom 3. I'm kind of going for more what I hope happens than what I think will happen. Watford, they've been in awful form. Only won 1 of 10, losing quite a few, but the key is Valerian Ismail has just been sacked after their last game, meaning yet again, seems to always happen, but a new manager comes in to take on Blues. The 3 that I can remember this season: Swansea with Williams coming in, John Eustace coming in at Blackburn. Now we got a point against Swansea and all 3 against Blackburn, but this one may be a little bit different. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I'm just hoping that we can get something. We tend to be good at home. Hopefully we'll have a few more fit defenders, because we have only really had 1 fit centre back for the last few weeks, and Mark Roberts is just Mark Roberts. So I'm going to go here a clean sheet, which is a surprise, and Blues to win 1-0. Ipswich against Sheffield Wednesday, I'm expecting goals. Ipswich, they have been in very good form, 6 wins in a row. They lost last time that game against Cardiff, conceding 95th and the 100th minute. If they'd have held on for a 1-0 win, they they would be sitting 1 point behind Leicester. Instead, they're sitting in third as Leeds have picked up more points. So it's very tight still up there, but you can't be affording to lose games, especially not in that manner. Sheffield Wednesday, 4 wins on the bounce before losing at the weekend 2-0 to Leeds. Still in very good form, but still in the bottom 3, so they still need to be picking up points. Will they get anything here? I think they can, but Ipswich at home tend to be a lot of goals, so I'm going to go for a 5-goal thriller, Ipswich to win 3-2. Middlesbrough face Blackburn. Middlesbrough, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but there's a chance at playoffs. Similar to Cardiff, they're 5 points off the playoffs. They've seemed to come from nowhere, but 3 wins in a row, including a 1-0 over Blues in midweek, means they're in with a good shout. Plenty of points still to play for. They did beat Norwich within those 3 as well, which obviously helps taking points off someone in the playoff spots. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can carry that on. Blackburn, they've played 6 now under Eustace, 2 losses, 4 draws. They're pretty good at hanging on in games, but they just can't get that decisive winner. And it's a reason that I think they could drop into the bottom 3. They're definitely still with a shout. So this one, I think Middlesbrough will get the points in a 2-1 win. Plymouth against Preston is important at both ends of the table. Plymouth are only 3 points above the bottom 3. They've lost 3 home games in a row and they've only won 1 of their last 8. So not good form at the moment from Plymouth, and it could see them drop down the table further. It's going to be interesting because I know a lot of Plymouth fans are very upset with the management decision and kind of wanting him to be sacked and a new man brought in already. So I'm not too convinced that they can stay up, but they've got the points at the moment, so you'd rather have the points on the board than need to pick some up. So Plymouth can stay safe, but it's just whether they can pick up some form. Preston, similar to last time, they're 5 points off the playoffs with Middlesbrough and Cardiff. So that race for the playoffs is really heating up as a few sides above them have been dropping some points. Can Preston get it? I mean, there were 7 games unbeaten before losing at Stoke on the weekend, so interesting this one. I'm going to go Preston to win, however. I was torn for a draw, but Preston to win 2-1. The big relegation battle this week is Rotherham against Huddersfield. Now, it's not much of a battle from Rotherham's part, as they are surely already gone. They've lost 9 in a row. Their last 3 home games, they've lost them, but only by 1 goal, which does give me a bit of faith that maybe they can make it tight and nick something. Huddersfield, not in great form, don't put teams to the sword. They've lost 2 in a row. They were 1-0 up against West Brom, but lost 4-1 in the end, so Huddersfield not massively clinical. Rotherham are just very, very poor, unfortunately. So this is more of a hope than a belief. I'm going to go 0-0. Stoke against Norwich, again another clash that's important at both ends of the table. Stoke are 3 points above the relegation zone after winning 3 of their last 6, so their form has picked up because they were very, very poor at one stage. Can they carry it on? It's a tough fixture here. Norwich only lost 1 of their last 8. They're currently occupying 6th spot, so they're going to want to set the pace, and I think they'll get the job done with a 2-1 win. Sunderland against QPR. Now, Sunderland may be our first side of the season that are just not involved in anything. They could probably go on the beach now and be okay. However, that hope of a playoff push has ended. 6 defeats in a row means they're now closer to the relegation zone, only 9 points, as opposed to the playoffs, which is 11 points. So they are very much mid-table. There's a threat of relegation if they keep losing at the rate that they are, but they're going to pick up more points. You probably only need 50, 52, so they will be okay. But a tough game here. QPR 4 unbeaten with 3 wins before losing at the weekend to Middlesbrough, but they're in good form, much better than Sunderland. So I've got the feeling QPR will win 1-0. West Brom against Bristol City. Now West Brom, their last 9 fixtures, it's 5 wins, 3 draws and 1 loss. So they don't lose many. They probably want to convert some of these draws into wins, but it's okay because they're 5 points clear of 7th place. So they are looking very close to securing one of those playoff spots, which would be a very good season for West Brom, considering where they started this year with all the issues behind the scenes. Bristol City, they lost 4 in a row before winning 1-0 at Swansea. I think a few people were worried about them getting relegated, but again, similar to Sunderland, they're close to the points tally they need, so they will be fine. There's so many teams below them that not all of them will overtake them. For this one, I see West Brom winning it 2-0. Our final game takes place on Sunday with Leeds up against Millwall. Leeds had 9 wins in a row. They were looking to beat that record, but drawing against Huddersfield. They then bounced back from that draw with 2 wins and 2 clean sheets. They're only 3 points off Leicester, but they are in the top 2, which it's nice to win the championship, but all that really matters is finishing in that top 2 to make sure that you go up. Millwall, 4 games unbeaten for them. They sacked Edwards, brought in the familiar Neil Harris, and yeah, 4 unbeaten since he's been in, so he hasn't lost yet. 3 wins and a draw. That's seen them rise to 5 points above the bottom 3. I think they will now be safe. They can look up the table. This game, however, I just think Leeds will edge it and give Harris his first loss. So Leeds to win 2-1. So those are my predictions for these 10 championship fixtures. The other 2 will come out when rescheduled on shorts. Let me know what your predictions are down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm hoping that Blue's on in the bottom 3 going into this international break, but I don't have too much faith. Hopefully they can get 3 points. Up the Blues.